Welcome back, everyone. We're live at the Tana Curling Club once again for the final round-robin draw from the 2016 Canadian Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. I'm Sean Joyce, Susan Lang with me at our broadcast table.
Good morning and welcome, curling fans.
And Carrie Tarasoff running the control panel to the left. And again, we want to make a mention of Terry Hersecorn holding our Steadicam, and he's putting in for battle pay on this game because we've had to move over to sheet 3, and I think there were a few people that wanted the seats that he's had to take up. We've got a first place battle in one of the pools, the McEwens, Don and Mike. Coming into this draw at 6-0, they're going to be playing against the defending champions, Kaylin Park and Charlie Thomas, and they come in at 5-1. The winner of this game wins the pool and goes directly through to the quarterfinals. The loser of the game, well, if it's the McEwens, they know they're in the playoffs. If it's Park and Thomas, they drop to 2 losses. And, I'd love to give you all the scenarios as to how the playoffs are going to work, but if we do that, it'll be about the fourth end of the game before we get it all worked out. We know that Pool A and Pool B are done, and they're just watching. There are 6 teams between those 2 pools at 2 losses or better. You can see here, Team Crocker and Walker, they've moved through to the quarterfinals. Holman and Nichols are knowing they're through to the playoffs. The Murphys are waiting to find out when they play again. In Pool B, Peterman and Gallant have won the pool. Weagle, Epping, Baxter, Dacey, they know they're playing again. They're not sure when. And the Cotters, Team BC, after that fabulous little tap back we saw in the extra end, Jalen Cotter tapping back a stone that she couldn't quite see all of it. It was partially undercover. Held her shooter in the forefoot, got the win. They still need some help to make the playoffs. McEwen, Park, and Thomas, the game that we're featuring, that's a first place battle, but 3 other teams there that are in play. Martin and Schneider are playing Justin Samagalski. That's a huge game for both teams, and the Desjardins are on the ice in this draw as well. And on Pool D, all of those top 4 teams are playing head-to-head, and it's a couple of women's teammate battles. Joanne Courtney, Emma Miskew play on the same team. They play for Rachel Holman in women's play, and they're playing head-to-head. And this year, pardon me, I've got the wrong game here. But the Team Saskatchewan, Kasner and Kaltoff are playing the Tucks. It was the game in the other pool. Just and Nancy Martin, they played together, and both teams battling for a playoff spot, and they're playing head-to-head. They're actually, when they play doubles, they're roommates on the road, too.
It's very heavy.
So our defending champions with Hammer in the first end here.
We weren't far off.
Now, we've never seen sheet 3 before. This is our first time.
Don't have direct access on this one. We haven't watched it directly yet, but that one's a long ways off the line they were looking for.
Did you throw that for you to draw the button?
Yeah.
Get rid of that. Might be a straight off.
So again, a big game in the sense that, yes, first place for this pool is on the line, but just roughly speaking, for the possible tie-break scenarios, it could range all the way from 2 losses could put you into tie breaks.
Yes.
Or it could range out to the other extreme where with 3 losses you're in a tie-break scenario.
Yeah,
so some teams here on pins and needles.
It's all still very complicated because of the number of combinations. 6 sheets still at play and 10 teams in this final draw.
All we know for certain is that there are still 17 teams still alive in some format for this championship round.
The simplest I can put it at this point in time, there are 4 teams on the ice right now at 4-2. None of them are playing head-to-head. If 3 of them win, at least 3 of them win, there will be tiebreakers at 2 losses. If exactly 2 of them win, there will be no tiebreakers.
There we go.
And if 3 or more of them lose, there are going to be tiebreakers at 3 losses. So there might be a few heads swiveling in this draw.
So a great shot there by Kaylin. Really puts the early pressure on the McEwen team.
Waist close, there.
We shouldn't have any head swivels on our own sheet. Both of these teams control their own fate.
Room still.
Small bounce.
Room still.
I'm heavy.
But that's quite the swing the worst that can happen to the McEwen team is that they play tonight in the first round of 16s. The worst that can happen for the Thomas Park duo is they could be in a multi-team 2-game tie-break situation.
Yeah.
Or they could be in first place playing tomorrow morning for their first game at 10 a.m. in the 8th quarterfinals.
Yeah, coming into this draw at 1 loss. Exactly right. They could finish first and play tomorrow morning, or, like you said, they could have to get through 2 rounds of tiebreakers yet, and anywhere in between.
So first things first, you take care of your own game and get the W and see where it shakes out.
Well, that's got to be the nice feeling for them. Like I said, that they control their own fate. They don't have to look around at all. There are a few teams out here at 3 losses, and yes, they have to take care of their own business, but if they don't get some help, they're still going to be eliminated in this draw anyway. Now, for one of those teams, it is Sherry Just, Derek Samagalski. They're playing one of the 4 and 2 teams, so they can help themselves.
This angle. If I could just tap this onto here and sit right here. Just draw weight.
Well, that intern side causing trouble for both teams, not the same problem.
I think same
Ron
ice.
McEwen's really hung straight, and Charlie Thomas coming up a little bit light.
I don't think so, same.
Mike McEwen now will look to play the tap. I don't think he wants to move the yellow. He's just looking tap freeze for now.
Sorry.
So Mike McEwen coming up just a little bit light there, and you heard them trying to coax that rock into the tick, and that's just to take away any direct shot at the red stone.
Different path too, probably.
That?
Charlie Thomas going to try the run on the stone he just threw onto that red at the top of the 4-foot. If he sticks this absolutely perfectly, he'd be sitting 3 and I think pretty much dead in behind cover. And this is the one battle we're going to have when we're not directly in behind. It's hard to tell how far under the guards they are.
Try and limit it to 2. Yeah. Take our medicine. I think it'll curl a bit here.
Whoa! Whoa! Curl! Curl a mile.
Curl a mile is not what you want to hear. If you come over the top of this red, you jam it back into the yellows. Well, not even going to make contact.
So a good break there for the McEwen team.
Well, it's a good opportunity to steal 2. Like, we would make this. It's the best shot. It's going to jam, though.
I still like it.
We could just do this. What do you like?
I like this.
Like getting in there?
Yeah.
It's a really good shot if we do.
What's that?
No, that was the double.
You like the double?
You like the double?
I'm asking you, what do you like?
Awfully non-committal.
Yeah, let's play a double.
Double, okay.
Double.
I think the deciding factor there, as Mike was skating backwards, he's taking a look and realizing he can't quite see the inside of that Yellowstone. The double might be a little easier.
A few husband and wife combos out here, and I give them full marks for bravery, quite frankly. Sometimes it's great curling with your partner, and other times it's extremely stressful.
That's what Mark tells me.
That's why right about now we're even in different provinces with our curling.
Makes the double. A shooter rolls out, but it was going to have to make that double.
So as always in curling, force is always a great situation for your opposition if starting the game without the hammer, but this is no give me either. This is piece of the button that Caitlin needs to find in order to count the 1 point.
Do something fancy and muck it up. First end.
As we saw Dawn's draw just go gliding through this exact same spot when she was attempting her first draw. So
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a good rock. That one I threw.
They're still talking
Still
about
on
the
the
rock, yeah. They're going to switch that one out. They felt it was a little straight. We were talking a little bit yesterday about how confusing it is and what rock you're on. And our producer, Kerry Travis, is getting even worse about it. He was asking me on the last shot if it was last rock already. There's still 4 stones to come.
that's right, exactly.
And I thought the
setup
question he was
position.
asking me was whether or not the mics were turned on. And they are, but Charlie Thompson and Kaylin Park do not say much. They have played this quite a bit. Of course, defending champions, they know what they're going to
Hey, I
do.
like that, don't you?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
Again, and we've really noticed that on the teams that have played
Wow, you're
together
gonna be in a fresh path.
versus the ones they're still trying to figure a lot of this out. And there is a lot to figure out for this game. On the first day here, we actually had a lot of players reminding each other that it was their turn to throw. It wasn't their turn to throw.
Well, no, you were light. You would have had perfect line.
It's a very different routine here when you're throwing 1 and 5 like Dawn is, and then throwing 2, 3, and 4 if you're the person up the middle.
Chance to put a little extra pressure on here, but even if she doesn't throw, Kaylin Park's going to have a tough shot to score. Probably has to play a tap on the one
Line's
that
fine.
Charlie Thomas just delivered.
Yes for line. No?
No.
Yep. Gotta go.
Line
Hard.
heavy.
Whoa, whoa. Line's perfect.
No, it's heavy. T
No,
line.
no, it's not. It's not. Get it
T-line,
back T,
T-line.
back T, back T.
It's all there. Whoa, baby.
Nice shot. Nice throw. Real good shot.
Oh, not really.
It's a good shot.
That's 2 players on the same team that can't decide whether that's a good shot or not. I tend to agree with Mike. That's pretty good. You're forcing her to follow a stone down like that, and I can't tell if she can get. I don't think she can get shot rock off that. I don't think she can get to the inside of the top red enough.
And what we've seen, as soon as you overthrow by 2 or 3 feet of weight on a shot like this, it can just go sailing right by.
Yeah, if you try to throw this to make sure you get to the backing, exactly, it could just sail right by everything. Yes, Kerry, this is last rock. He's in a hurry to get a break for lunch. Well, if we end up with as many as 3 tiebreaker rounds, there might not be any lunch. Definitely got tighter line than Dawn did early.
Well, and if
If
this
he doesn't get by the
curls
guard, it's
over,
for 3.
tipping in for 4.
Touches that stone and does not spin into the ring, so it will be a steal of 3 for the McEwens to start this off.
So that turned out to be a tremendous pressure shot that Dawn threw in there.
Wait, that's terrible.
So this is a good stone. So throw 37.
Okay.
Keep this one for your last one. That's a good stone.
So again, the experience of being out on tour all the time there. Rock,
then, so which
matching,
one
and
we
finding your
didn't like,
favorite
the
stones,
5?
finding one that you're not
Okay.
comfortable with.
Well, it
Just
becomes a
comes so
factor in
much
this
more
one because
quickly.
they told Dawn's going to keep her stone to throw last. They like it, but the rock matching becomes a little bit different here. The middle player's throwing 3 stones anyway, but you still can't throw a hit until probably your second middle stone, depending on whether you're throwing first or second. When you've got a straight stone, you're going to try to use it for a hit. You sure don't want to save it for the last one either, though.
Well, we've seen a couple of players and teams on sheets 4 and 5 changing out rocks that they thought were a little bit of a grinder as compared to, whether it stays too straight or not. But there's always one rock that always seemed to overcurl a little bit and catch them all by surprise. So, again, this is where the experience of being these high-level curlers, they pick these differences up very
line's
quickly.
good.
Wait's good.
Doesn't need to curl, no. I got it.
Okay.
Just weld it.
No, it's there.
Nice shot, Hans. You like that stone?
Yeah, it's good.
And that's one more thing you'll only hear in mixed. I think only in mixed doubles curling. I don't think I've ever heard that in mixed, even if it was appropriate. Nice shot, Hun.
Yes.
You gotta go line. You gotta go line. Early. Hey, no, you're okay. You're okay. Whoa, curl. Hard.
Galen Park coming down and just breaking the freeze on those
You
two
want to
stones. That's a
move
good
it just
shot.
a little?
Sure.
Freeze time.
Good wait.
Yeah.
Galen needed to break that freeze and unlock those. It leaves Mike McEwen a chance to come down and
Room right now.
try to get to the inside of the Yellowstone and
Weight's good.
Okay, room right now.
roll in front of his own a little bit, create some
Room
pressure.
still.
Topping.
Room still. No, line's good. Whoa.
That's good.
Got to get to the inside of the yellow. Looks like it's curling enough.
Oh.
Gets just to the nose, taps it
That's pretty
straight
good.
back and sits two. The yellow phone, bit of a pocket back there. There might be room
Oh,
to
it's
make the
heavy
double
back
around
water
them though.
was. Yeah. Shoot. I was hoping to just move it a little. I didn't realize it was that heavy. I should have carved it more and just got right under the guard.
Again, the silent communication
I
here
thought-
between teammates that have played together for quite a while and at very high levels. No asking, do you want me to hold the broom, do you want me to sweep, all this kind of stuff. They just know already.
Like,
So those are the
just outside
differences
the
from the
middle?
more newer formed teams where they're always checking in, where do you want me to be?
Easy. Whoa.
Gotta go.
Yep. Hard.
The only thing they indicated before they left the end was that they try to move both reds. This
All
looks
right,
like he's trying to get
whoa.
to just the inside of that one and sit shot,
Whoa.
which is a good shot as well.
Curl.
Wants to nudge the red back to form a pocket.
It's good.
Again, patience is a huge part of this game. The end does go along very quickly. Say we're only working with 5 thrown stones, but
Okay.
you can't rush those opportunities
Yeah,
either.
freeze
You
up.
have to really work on setting shots up on your second, third, and fourth shots here.
They got the nice tap there, those 2 red stones. Form a
Speed
pocket,
should be
albeit
okay
right
here.
behind the button. And
Yeah.
it's going to be hard to score more than 1, but the way this end was shaping up, you weren't sure you were going to have a chance to score at all. And Mike, of course, they feel like they've got 1 straight stone, so he just had to do a quick survey, decide which one he wanted to throw here. That adds 1 more element to the McEwen team. They're going to have to manage when they want to throw that stone.
Mine's decent. Mine's good.
Again, with a straight stone, you'd like to throw it on a hit, but you don't know that you're going to throw a hit in this end.
Yep. Hard.
Coming down.
Hard. All you got. Go.
Am I by the yellow?
No, yeah, we're by it. Go. We're by it. Good shot. See any of that?
Brings that stone by the yellow right onto the face of his own.
I think I'll play like hack at it.
That's pretty good.
Charlie Thomas is going to have to look to move something.
You might be able to get shot just by like,
Yeah.
come sweep.
I was also looking at the run into the yellow.
I don't mind this.
Well, Charlie's certainly capable of throwing the big weight.
Yeah, and throws them well through a lot of them last year in winning in Ottawa.
Wait.
Okay.
A little less.
But still sensing opportunity here with softer weight, keeping a shooter in position for future play.
I can understand Kaylin's view wanting to play the run though too. She's got to throw that last one. She'd like to make sure she has a chance to score.
Exactly.
Whoa, easy. Yep, curl. Curl, curl, curl. Hard, hard, hard. All you got, all you got, all you got, all you got. Hard, hard.
Trying to coax as much curl out of this stone as they can. Does a really good job to tap that. Spreads those reds out enough that he might have something to work with on that outside. And
We are still. He does have this.
I think it was a little bit lighter than the weight he
I want to
called.
get another one in there. I
Just
think we
to
just
the
want to
hack.
set you up. I put one right here.
All right.
And that'll set you up to get rid of that.
Okay.
So try to freeze right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, we've had excellent ice here at the Newtowna Curling Club in Saskatoon. Big curl, lively rocks, lively house, which has made for rocks bouncing like that. It certainly opened up options and shot calls for these teams.
Mike could elect to just play the double on the yellows himself, but
We need more ice.
tough to get it between the two reds on that angle. I'm kind of in behind that angle. There's room, but it'd be real easy to put it off one of the reds and leave it in play. So what he's got to look to do here, corner freeze. If he can set up the exact perfect angle to put it through there, then they have a chance to hit it on the next one.
Line's good. Down for yellow though. If you ever moved it.
Weight's close.
Okay, line's good. Little bit.
Weight's got to go.
Yep. Hard line.
How's line?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Line's good.
I'm close. It's
Yep,
frozen.
Yep, yep. Hard line. Hard.
line.
Hard. Hard.
Comes down, puts it on the corner, but it overcurled it just a little bit. It's not going to go through the port.
Oh, sorry, honey.
Still, it means that if Charlie Thomas plays this double that he's looking at,
Tough draw, right?
Yep.
It's mine, right?
Yeah, it's yours. I might even have like some sort of
Yeah.
something after.
Okay, I'll brush my own.
Yeah. So
And
you-
I'll just keep that.
Boy, do I feel better when Charlie Thomas is asking if
Yeah,
this
sure.
is his shot.
There.
Should be pretty straight here.
so looking at the double on the reds, I believe. And then it's hard to tell exactly where these are going to sit, whether the slash double, it's not much of a slash because it's corner frozen, but if that double on the yellows is still there. His shooter, if he hits this just perfect, it might be in there good enough that the middle yellow wouldn't go anywhere. Coming with the big weight. He wants to hit this first one fairly thick. Got to be a little thin on it. He comes across and just nudges that yellow out of the, or pardon me, the red out of the way now.
Well, this will not. But we'll be lying too.
It's ready
This'll
actually
go.
kind of helped the McEwens
Let's
out
just
on
do
that
this.
shot.
Big time.
Throw whatever weight you want.
What do you like?
There's no danger. Even if you rock the guard, we're still in good shape. Just, you got about here, about half, a little less than half, third.
Yeah.
I was thinking like normal.
Okay.
Normal?
Can you move your broom out of the way?
And the broom Don is referring to is Mike's throwing broom still sitting on the side of the sheet. We saw a game earlier with this team that he and Derek Samigalski both use a sliding broom, and they have to exchange for the push broom to be able
You like that?
to brush. I think it was Mike at one point in time. Can't remember for sure, but I think it was Mike that had thrown a stone and then had to brush the other player's throwing broom out of the way before he could pick up his own brush.
Well, and without dividers here between the hog lines, a couple times Mike's, I'll use that term loosely, broom was over on the other sheet, and he's had opposition always having to get the brooms back.
Whoa! Yep!
So
yep.
looking for the double on the yellows here.
Hard! Whoa! Whoa!
Just by the guard, clips the red, drives the one yellow at the
Oh,
back. They
and
thought that
off,
would nut, but it
really?
actually
That's
just rubs a
Bumps
piece of
up.
it, spills out. And so it
Oh, I
is
guess this didn't
red
go out.
sitting, I think they're sitting 4.
The only thing's gonna matter.
And with the extra pressure, this has to be a Can't come to that back one to get any benefit.
Yeah, I think if you come to the back one, it's still at least 2. It might be 3.
Because with Dawn's shooter rolling in, that put the extra
Yeah.
one into the forefoot there.
Yeah.
Hey, draw to the button speed.
Perfect. Yeah, there we go.
Well, when he says it that way, he's referring to the speed of the ice, the pregame draw to the button. It's not so much the line he's talking about as the weight.
Pretty close.
Well, in the second end, the speed shouldn't have changed too much since the draw to the button practice.
Whoa, if anything. Hey, yeah, go hard! Hard, Charlie, let's go, let's
Had to wait a bit for this to curl. Now he's going to have to go to get it all the way to the forefoot. And this is going to come up
right.
short. So it's definitely a steal of 3. We'll wait for them to say whether it's 4. And it is. So the McEwens starting off big here with a 3 in the first and stealing 4 in the second. They have a 7-0 lead as we go into the third end, and this is an all-important battle for first place. But the McEwens could go through straight to the quarterfinals, but for Park and Thomas, if they lose this game, as we said, they could still end up having to play tiebreakers.
Well, Kalen's had 2 very difficult shots there on both
Yeah.
the first and second end. They had a really nice opportunity there on Charlie's third shot to really set up this end for them, but his rock not curling up enough actually helped the McEwens the way the outcome all came about. They lost the protection that they did have on second shot.
Yeah, they thought and said that would be the same as draw to the button weight, but I wonder if she didn't have to go just a little bit wider to make sure she got by that stone at the top of the forefoot. Again, we're not quite right in behind, so I couldn't tell if it was splitting the center line or not. But usually when you're playing that draw to the button, you're trying to split center. If there's a stone at the top of the forefoot already splitting center, you have to make sure you get by that one.
Right now.
If she went a little wider, it could have
Line's
changed the
fine.
path.
Heavy.
Good. Line's good. Whoa, down. No, other side.
Heavy.
Other side.
Come back if you're
Heavy.
I start making some shots.
Well, then.
This is this really
Yeah.
quick spot that
Yeah,
we
go
saw
zip
in the
this in
first
the open
end.
a little. Go. We'll get in the open. Okay.
Oh, man.
Just straight and fast there, I think. Good throw.
I think so, yeah.
They're good. It didn't move much at all.
Shoot.
Well, they had a similar issue in the first one, although in the first end
Maybe
it didn't come even anywhere close to that
How's your
line.
line? How's your line?
They thought the stone might be straight. Now they're wondering about the spot. That actually might be a relief to them if they find out it's just a spot. I know they've been a little bit worried about that stone, and we saw Mike last end trying to make a decision in the corner about which one to throw because, again, normally if you've got a straight stone, you throw it on a hit. Well, in a game where you don't know if you're going to get to throw a hit, now where do you throw it?
Yeah.
You want the out?
I think I like the out turn.
Okay.
Very nice shot by Kalen. Good rebound after missing the shot there in the second end. And again, one of those really another unique thing here about mixed doubles is you just missed the draw to the button to give up 4. Now you've got to hop into the hack and throw another shot. Very quick turnaround when you're the number 1-5 rock thrower.
McEwen looking to come around from the out turn side. Follow that yellow down.
Wait's
He'd like
good.
to move it.
Wait's good.
Room right now.
Wait's there.
Okay, line's
Spin it.
good. Line's good, yep. Hard. Go. Hard, keep going.
Just cross it a little.
Wait.
Did that pick?
No, it just took off.
I thought it might have spun a little.
Just able to get by, but freezes right to the face, and maybe more importantly, does not angle it onto the
thought
red.
it
They don't
maybe,
mind
like,
if it angles
spun
onto
just
the
a-
yellow.
Line's good, and then it went.
At this point, with a 7-point lead, you don't mind giving up 2. So if that stone's going to jam and hang around, that's fine. But you'd hate to have it jam onto the red. And by having it sit in that angle like it is, there's still going to be a chance to get that yellow out. Charlie Thomas is looking to, I think, break that freeze a little bit.
That's right, because that scoring area for any additional points is very small right about now.
He's coming around from the out turn as well. If he can come down to that stone, stay just a hair on the broom side of it,
That's good. Yep.
tap it a few inches to break the red-yellow freeze, but at the same time keep his yellow locked on the corner of the red. Well, this one's going sideways as well.
Yep. Yep.
He's still by.
Yep.
Might have eased up a little on that sweep too early.
You're deeper.
So that like slid way more than I thought it would.
Kaylin thought that was going to come up well short. Does get to the 12 foot, and he's kept a good angle, but a lot of separation.
So we can see Mike McEwen pre-positioning his throwing broom when he comes into the picture. It's already about 6 feet over the hog line, ready to be picked up.
I actually remember one point in one game, I think it was when we were doing that, because of where he was throwing, he actually put his broom he was going to sweep with on the center line before he threw, so that it would be out of the way. That might have been a power play end.
Mine's good.
Wait's good.
Little bit, yep.
Well, by coming up short for that last one with Charlie Thomas, it gives Mike the chance to try to use that red-yellow combination. It's going to come onto the guard.
First sort of real big miss that we've seen.
Yeah, they've been expecting this side to be straight.
Different track, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. You threw it nice.
I lost all the weight too.
Yeah.
Double peel maybe?
Huh?
Double peel maybe?
Well, they're probably just hitting it right on the nose then.
Still, it creates some
Well,
problems
wide
for
draw,
Parker
we
Thomas. They
probably
don't have
saw
any
wide
access
draw.
to the shot from the other side, which is the angle that works for them. Coming at it this side, they really can't get the red out. Charlie's wondering about the double peel, but Kaylin thinking everything will get sent flying then, so they're going to try
like
the
that a lot
wide
better.
out turn,
All
and
there.
I
It'll
think
come
now
down
they must
though.
be looking to come to the back
Your line's
4 foot
okay. You
sit
got room
too.
right now. Line's close. Where is it?
Gotta sit.
Might have to go a bit.
No, 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 no.
For line. For line.
Line.
For line. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I couldn't hear you.
Whoa!
Well, just slides by everything, and we'll tap that one, but
I think he's third shot.
And I'm not sure where he
yeah, it looks like third. The good thing for Park Thomas now
Man, I
is
don't need
this
to.
run
They're
just
not
rattles
helping us.
between there. You're
I
only going
can't
to get
see
rid of
them
one
though.
yellow.
I think we just freeze again.
Okay.
Just try and, yeah, freeze.
What kind of ice do you want then? A little more?
Just a little more.
This in-turn path has got the McEwens scratching their heads a little bit.
So a nice opportunity to figure out what is going on here.
The tap now, it would just go on to the yellow now. He might be able to get shot rock out of it. So what they're going to look to do, freeze, even if he's on a bit of a corner.
Touch more. Good.
Then it'll be a little bit more natural for Dawn if she gets the chance to make that tap.
Yeah, I think a second if I come back.
Either one, I think.
Mine's good.
Just
Little bit.
some sort of smash here.
Little bit, yep. Yep.
Weight's good.
Mine's good. Mine's good. Whoa.
Small bounce.
Whoa, then
Doesn't want to
whoa.
bounce off this
Mine's
too
No, no,
much.
it's good.
It might leave a double.
It's good.
Hard, 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 hard. All you got. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Puts that in a good spot. Now anything that he hits with that one, neither of the two reds are going to go very far, so there won't be a double.
So I haven't heard what McEwens think about this
Oh,
in-turn
true.
path now. If Mike thought he threw this harder, they just found a different patch.
And get that one out.
Okay.
You guys only need
I thought he had certainly a stronger kick
I tried to
on
throw a little more on that.
that third
Yeah,
throw.
a little outside it.
A little more rotation on his rock too. It just looked like a stronger throw.
I think Mike heard him just say he did try to throw a little more. So I think Charlie Thomas is looking to come to
You
the
like
back
it?
red one.
Little less than your last.
Okay,
Less
yep,
than your
yep,
last one.
Yep. Mine's good. Yep.
Tell me when I can stop.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'll take it.
No, I gotta go.
Okay, go then. I'll take it at the very end.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, I got it. I got it.
Go, 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 Charlie.
Boy, what a shot. Had to wait for that to just get by the red and then try to finish it in as best they could. I can't tell if they've got second or not.
Normal? You like that? Normal, just you're hitting about a quarter?
Yeah.
Definitely a shot. It did kind of grind to a halt. If it slides about 6 inches deeper, there's no double. Don't know if they would have been second. Not sure if they're second anyway. But it has left a chance to get that Yellowstone off the button. Don's going to look to slash this in. I heard them say quarter stone. It'll go into the side of the other yellow, drive it out the side of the house. The yellow that was just thrown may come back onto the red and sit right there, but I think that would leave the red at the top as shot rock.
We primarily see Dawn as the lead, but I know she's a very good hitter. There was a year she replaced Jill Officer at second when Jill was on a maternity leave, and played extraordinarily well as a second right here in Newtown Bondsville that year. Got to watch her play a different position.
And just ticks it. Well, if it wasn't second before, it is now.
Okay.
But is there enough room there to even... Well, it's definitely worth taking a run at it. You can't hurt yourself to play the draw.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Right here.
Yeah. Well, you can come down to any of it as long as you don't touch and roll. You can come down to any of it.
Okay. So here?
Yeah.
Love how he makes that little minute patch. Just seems so much larger than what it is.
If you could just freeze to any quarter of the rock you can't even see without rolling even a half an inch, you should get 3.
I think you can take more than that.
Yeah.
It's the exact same shot as my daughter's butt.
Yeah. I'd take like 2 brooms out of edge. And about the same weight you just...
For my draw.
Yeah.
But it's pinned, so.
Yep.
Well, it's got to be a bit of a sigh of relief for Park and Thomas knowing that they've at least
Yep,
got a
yep,
multiple
yep,
count
yep,
here.
yep.
Chance to get the extra point. They call the brush on right away here.
Yeah, I don't know if she
This
quite
line
got
got
out
tight.
to her broom.
It's
Didn't
curling.
quite get out
It's
to where
way
she was
over
aiming.
curling, Charlie. It's picking. Charlie, stop.
Trying to call a sweep off. They didn't want to disturb anything and didn't have the weight to do that anyway. It will be a 2-point pickup for Park and Thomas. They keep themselves in this game. 7-2 now for the McEwens, and it almost feels funny to say they're still in the game, but 5 points with 5 ends in this format, you're still alive.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change how you threw that.
Every
Just
shot.
straight and need less ice.
Okay.
Of course, we don't see blank ends very often in this format because if you blank the end, you lose the hammer. I don't even think we've seen very many single points scored. Had a couple of games that were singles back and forth, but a lot of them there's been a couple of 11-9 finals, things like that, and an 8-end game.
Well, when you get those pre-positioned stones in play and you can't take early rocks out of play at all, it's conducive to multiple end scores, multiple point scores. And no lead is safe, and no deficit is really insurmountable in middle ends here. Just while they're setting up here, this is not the only national championship going on in Canada right now. Out in Digby, Nova Scotia, senior men's and senior women's gold medal games are on the ice, as well as the bronze medal games. Good luck to, on the men's side, Team Ontario, Team Manitoba. Neufeld looking to defend their title. They're off to Sweden shortly for the World Championships from the title they won last year. And on the women's side, our own Saskatoon, Sherry Anderson, is in the final against Nova Scotia's Colleen Jones. So good luck to those 2 teams. And Kathy King is playing Joanne Rizzo in the bronze medal game for the senior women's. Those games just underway out in Digby, Nova Scotia.
I know that.
Line's good.
Mine's good. Waist line.
Got to curl if anything.
Waist heavy. Back 8, back 12, back 12, back 12.
Hard line.
Big pressure on that seniors event for Sherry Anderson because, of course, if
Yeah, I know. That's why I had to come
If
out.
she doesn't win the championship there and Dustin Kaltoff does win it here, he's going to be able to say, well, look at that. You
I
made the
saw it
wrong
move.
choice.
She came out.
She, of course, qualified for this as well, but
Wow,
both
that
events on at
girl,
the same
you had enough
time.
line.
I'm throwing bullets
Well,
at
hopefully
every time here.
previous ghosts and demons don't come back to
Good shot,
haunt Schlostek
they come
Canadian
in.
Scotty's final
Yeah,
there.
good
Once upon a
freeze that
time
red
to
somewhere, we'll just peel.
Colleen Jones.
We're at the point where
Colleen with a lot of her same
we're at the point where
teammates
as
in
long as
this
we don't give up
seniors.
more than a steal of one,
Yeah.
we just
But
won
Patty-
this game out.
Patty Hersikorn is the new third
So
there
I'll just
for
roll probably the peel
Sherry
unless you
Anderson.
line
So
something up here.
Sherry's the only one with that previous ghost.
Okay. It's a little light.
No, I think we're good. I think we're good.
And in the background there, you heard Mike
I think it's a little
McEwen
light.
making a
okay.
similar comment. As long as we don't
Not
give them
curl
more
if
than a
anything.
steal of one,
Yeah, your weight's
but,
really good.
That's fine. Nice tight now.
Tight?
Curl,
they
curl,
do know
curl, curl,
that
curl,
singles
curl.
at a time can get you back into this game.
Curl, curl, curl. All
Well,
the
and if
way.
they put a
Whoa,
couple shots
whoa,
together,
whoa.
like what the McEwens did against them in the first and second end, it's possible also to start
we
setting
shot?
up some
Yeah.
big steals.
Oh, we can rip all day then.
They came down and
Okay.
tapped that redstone and actually tapped it in for shots. So definitely not the result they were looking for there. I think they would like to get to the inside of that, try to set up an angle to get it past. And instead, they've actually given Mike McEwen the opportunity to peel the guard, and knowing that Park and Thomas are going to have to make a play in the middle at some point in time. And probably two plays really to get shot rock again now. Mike McEwen makes the peel, rolls his shooter out.
It's kind of rare when we get just a straightforward shot like that.
Yeah, well, and you know, it seems like such a little thing, but huge overthrow there from Charlie Thomas by tapping that in and not getting the lineup he needs. In order to set up for a steal here, they're still going to need
nice
two
that
shots.
happened.
They might have to just play for the force here now at this point.
No, I don't think they're going to guard for very long. They're going to try and tap and line it all up on us,
Should we
right?
tap?
See what happens.
No, it's over
It's
there.
over there. I don't know if it does us much good, but yeah.
If he rips and we have a pocket to sit
He's
in.
gonna
or-
blast, but I guess the best we're getting right now is a force to one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just tap it then. Same way.
And if you weren't 5 down, a force to 1 would be a good result, but every single point going the other way, it also costs you another end. You've only got 4 ends left to work with, and you'd be 6 points
outside.
down.
Whoa, easy. Straight now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Straight, yep. Yep.
Taps that to a bit of an angle.
Oh,
We-
pretty good spot, actually.
Yeah, I mean, they knew
Yeah.
Mike McEwen was going to try to
Yeah, I
blast
mean,
this,
it'd just make this, but this might squirt onto that. It'd be best if it didn't move, but
Yeah.
it probably will.
Okay.
The only other option is nose this. I think I like this.
Score here, so.
I think this is a shot.
Okay.
Try and hit about
Woo.
2/3 is about right.
Yeah.
I'd like to make just the double on the 2 yellows without moving the red, but those are pretty close together. It's going to be tough not to disturb it at all. You might be able to make all 3 yellows move, but the reason he doesn't want to do that is he likes that red where it is right now. I don't think the yellow will go out the back because there's another red there to catch it.
Little last. Good. Touch more.
So big weight coming here from this one. Mike McEwen looking to move at least 2
Whoa,
yellows
whoa,
here.
It's good. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Makes the hit. Not just that, just a bit, but actually probably makes it better. Still doesn't create much separation between the red and the yellow.
That's good.
Park and Thomas still in that same boat where really they're, at this point in time, just looking for a force. I think the indication was they were going to play the freeze. They almost need to play the freeze bump. They need to maybe move that back Yellowstone of their own onto the red and be enough off center to be able to kill this red stone still just looking at a force that way, but at least you don't risk giving up 2.
Okay, that's fine. Straight. Yep. Line's good. Yep. Whoa, easy. Just freezing.
Yep.
Okay, yep. Go then. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep, 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 yep.
Nudges that up to a perfect freeze, but
Okay.
Even this.
looks like the yellow's off center a little bit. Mike
Firm.
looking at making the
I like that.
Intern.
yellow at the top of the forefoot will go away. The red in the middle is not going anywhere. He might be able to roll over with his shooter, and that back yellow will come onto the red now. This is where one of the areas where not being directly behind makes it
Now,
hard
right
to
in the
tell
nose.
whether it'll come directly onto that stone or whether it'll spin off. There's also some drag that may be at play here. Still, if Mike can hold his shooter, he'll be sitting 2 on this, and there may not even be a double available.
Uh-oh.
Still needs to
Gonna have to
Not
come
good.
up
come
to
up a little
stay.
bit here.
No, over curl.
Jeez.
Well,
And it did go straight back jam, and now a chance perhaps to get the steal. How hard do you want to play for it?
Yeah. I'll brush.
Yeah.
Control, where you want to take? There?
Now they're going to play the hit and try to get the force. And
well, if you can hit and roll under there, but even make them
Then
look at
it-
3.
still a nose hit for 1. You're going to be far enough back, I think.
I mean, we could guard.
No.
No.
We kind of need to steal too. Like,
Uh-huh.
we need her to hit and roll out.
Okay, that's what they're thinking. They're maybe have a chance to not to steal more than 1 here.
I wouldn't mind it, but
Yeah, I guess the red is second shot, isn't it?
Still, again, the experience of playing together, knowing that they can get back into this even in
Yep,
4
yep,
short
yep,
ends.
Yep, 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 yep. Clean. Yes! Straight. Keep rolling a bit.
Makes the hit, rolls the shooter across, and hangs on to be full 8 foot.
So nose hit required by
Control.
Don.
Okay.
Control.
So he certainly opened up the ice quite a bit. Here he saw where his big weight curled it once it got off the line.
Yeah. Right in the nose.
So a daunting task here for Dawn.
With the nose hit, she'll score now. She's just a hair high side, a hair on the broom side. It might dead jam onto the 1 yellow that was just thrown, and depending on how far she rolls over, it may be a steal.
Whoa.
Still needs to come up
Clean it.
long
Yep,
ways, but she's
yep.
just got nice
Whoa,
working
just
weight.
Clean it. Just clean it.
Shot.
Makes the hit off the nose, does jam,
Shot.
but the front end of her stone is all the way in the forefoot, so it is a single point for the McEwens, and they'll take an 8-2 lead
Sorry
into the
about
4th
my
end break.
first
It's fine.
Before there was ice, there was our hallway at home. I was always the shy, quiet kid who loved math. But when I saw math come alive in the geometry of the game, I found my passion and my voice. It's a game of precision, a game of inches. It's the equation that now defines who I am.
Look at you, sitting there eating crisps.
They're chips.
They're crisps, and that's a killing, Tony, and you're missing it.
I'm watching it.
You should be there with your kin, feeling the cold of the ice, hearing the roar of the game, and drinking the cold, cold barley nectar.
You mean beer.
Barley nectar. Now get off your duff and live it live.
Curling Canada is home to the most celebrated series of curling championships the world has to offer. You've got to live it live.
2 months premature and a heart condition. One might say I was born to overcome challenges. I searched for my place in this world, and I found it here. This pebbled ice is where I battle now. I have my sights set on the Olympics, and I will push hard to get there.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, our game is in the fourth end break. We're going to try to quickly, or as quickly as possible, update you not just on the scores, but the playoff implications. On sheet 1, the team from Quebec, the Desjardins, one of those teams at 4-2. They need a win here and still may end up in tiebreakers. They have a 3-2 lead as they're playing in the fourth end, but the team of Michelle Kruk and Jason Gunlison just lining up here. They've got 2 possible ways to score 4, and I think they're trying to figure out if there's a way to hit this just right to score 5, so we'll let you know what goes on there. And this is a battle of 2 teams with playoff implications and teammates in women's play. But Nancy Martin and Caitlin Schneider are the team here that controls their own fate, and they took an 8-3 lead into the break. They're at 4-2. The Justin Samigulski team, one of those 3-3 teams needing a win and some help. Our feature game, of course, the McEwens out to an 8-2 lead over Park and Thomas. That's for first place in the pool, but if that score holds up, then Park and Thomas may be looking at tiebreakers. On sheet 4, the team of Hunter and Robichaud team, New Brunswick leading Team Manitoba by a score of 5-2. Is that game underway in the fifth end already? On sheet 5, Team Ontario, Danielle Inglis and Mike Anderson, they came in with a record of 3-3. They need to not only win their game, but they're going to need some help. Well, they're doing their part of it so far. They're ahead 6-1 against Don DeLea and Ryan Dice. And then a couple of matchups in Pool D where it's all the leaders in that pool playing head-to-head. Marlies Kasner, Dustin Kaltoff, Team Saskatchewan come in with a record of 5-1, and they lead by a score of 5-1 right now over Kim and Wayne Tuck, and they come in at 4-2. And right beside them on sheet 7, it's Joanne Courtney and Reed Carruthers at 5-1, but they are trailing Emma Miskew and Ryan Fry 4-2 at right now, and it's Miskew and Fry with a record of 4-2 coming in. And on sheet 8, Lisa Menard and Ray Baker trail Aaron Porter and Corey Shue, Team Newfoundland, by a score of 2-1 as they were playing the fourth end, and the fourth end has just been marked up. It was a steal of 1, so that's a 3-1 lead over there when they resume.
And then back to sheet A, Crook and Gunlickson made the shot for 4, and they've gone up 5-3 at the break.
So I'm sure that'll bring a round of applause from Jalen and Jim Cotter, who are sitting back watching this game and needing 3 of those 4-2 teams to lose here.
Go, 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 go. You're almost 5.
Whoa, 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 it's over, Curly. Great sweep, hun. Great sweep.
Intern?
Huh?
Intern?
I mean, I could play the outturn and play the outside too.
Yeah, whatever you think.
I like having that
both.
angle.
Yeah, like you'd want to get to right behind the center either way, right?
Yeah, and I think I like the outturn swing better.
Okay.
So we saw in our morning game where Team Nova Scotia set up the power play here to start the fifth end. That is an option where you can put your guards in a corner guard position, but
No, it's not.
clearly Park and Thomas are saving that option for later in the game.
We're just to it. Just to it.
I think it's valid to bring it up, though, in a game where you're down 6
No, it's fine.
with 4 ends left to
easy.
play.
Okay, yep.
You can't be playing for forces anymore when you get the hammer back. This might be your last hammer if you're going to win the game.
Well, watching the Nova Scotia game today, that was certainly one of the earliest times we had seen the power play, and it worked to their advantage. And I thought that was a really good discussion point as you're going forward as a team is, should you be leaving it for the 6th, 7th, 8th ends? And in Nova Scotia's case, it worked out well for them.
Well, that was in a tie game at the time, but I think the discussion point, and I think you raised a good point here, you're down 6. If you think you're going to get another hammer in that game, then that means The McEwens have to score another point, which means you have to make up 7 points in the other 3 ends. Granted, you'd have 2 hammers this one, and you think you're going to get one more. If you're going to try to steal out, this is your last hammer.
Getting better. Line's getting better. Yep. Room.
Coming down.
Line's good. Line's
Gotta go.
good. Line's really good. Keep going. Okay. Nice throw.
It's pretty good. Jeez.
Would have liked that on the face of the yellow, but he's got the angle that they want. And with a 6-point lead, you know they're going to start playing hits after this. That was the last stone where they could not remove a stone from play.
So halfway through the game with 22 minutes at the start of the clock, they're pretty much right on target.
You like that?
I like the way it.
Okay, I'm a little out there right now.
I just like some yellows.
I'm wide right now.
Not
Line's okay. Yep, hard now.
I don't have to.
Okay, room. Yep. Okay, I'll go
Bouncing.
in. I'll go in.
Yes, you gotta go for line. Straight. Hey, you're good.
Gets a nice angle on that yellow-red now. I think he's got room to pass that by the back.
It's sort of like the intern.
That's good.
Right
Okay.
there.
Sure.
We heard Mike saying even before that was thrown that he'd like to see some yellows go away. So looking to run the red straight back into that red at the top of the, just nibbling the top of the 8-foot. Could get rid of 2 yellows here. I think there's enough separation there. I don't think he could drive this into the middle and get yellow, red, yellow, and get all the yellows, but
Wow.
this is going to have to curl a bit to make contact with anything in the ring. It's not going to happen. Drives it by. Still, that does get rid of the guard.
What do you like?
I'm going up to guard it again. And leave you this 2.
Slash.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Just from the angle, it
not your
looks
last.
like
No, I
a
know.
small half of that yellow is available.
I gotta think we
Just
have
off
to guard
his,
it and have
just
him play a run
touching the
again.
center line there.
And then on mine, we can think about making him move.
Okay.
Stay.
Problem if playing it too early, you're going to leave some doubles. And the unspoken part of that is if they play it on this stone, play it too early, it's Mike McEwen that gets to throw those doubles. They did talk about perhaps playing a move, making a move on Charlie's last one, and then of course it would be just the 1 rock remaining. Dawn McEwen would have to try to move some yellows, and while she throws her hits very well, she doesn't throw them as hard as Mike. Might be hard to remove multiple stones. You can get a double for sure, but
Straight.
No, you're fine.
so just throwing the guard, trying to
Yep,
trying to
gotta go for
replace
weight.
that guard. It'll be interesting to see if Mike McEwen will even take the risk
Other
of
side if
running
you can.
a yellow stone into the rings. Might
Really
just
gotta
play a
go.
straight peel on this.
Really gotta go.
Both Don and Mike taking looks at the
Come on.
scoreboard,
Well,
sort
he's
of
going to have to
confirming that
curl
they're
and get over the hog line.
up the 6 points, and lots of times the scoreboard will
just leave the
dictate
rocks right
the
there.
call
Got it
here.
up for it.
Well, he got it over the hog line, but Mike's just going to double check that. But they
Yeah,
left
the
that red
outturn,
stone in the 8-foot open to drive it into
Almost
the 2
on the
yellows.
nose.
Okay.
Peel.
Yeah. Like middle?
So not good
Outturn,
form
right
to
center
bang
line.
your broom on the ice there. So Charlie took his frustrations out on his foot. Gave that a few swacks.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Mike doesn't have a lot of extra room to make this shot. I think he can see just all of his own. Needs to hit pretty close to the red to get both yellows to fly. Even if he hits it a little off center, he could just jam it onto one. Whoa. That's not a terrible result.
Just a pitch.
Gets one out, moves the other to the back
angle.
8 foot.
You gotta play off of that one. Yeah.
Make her do something
Stuff
where.
it right there.
Okay.
It's actually really good.
Just had to.
Charlie looking at the double between the wider two reds, the one on the outside edge of the 12 foot, coming into the middle and taking the one off the top of the 4 foot, and then it'll be. I think they'll be sitting first, second, and fourth if he makes that.
Half.
Still a pretty decent opportunity for Park and Thomas. If he can make this double, will be the best end setup they've had. Definitely an opportunity here for a multiple score.
Just checking the line too on those two red rocks that are on the center line, how much room they've got past that long guard. If that shot is going to be required for multiple points.
Whoa!
Looks like it's wide open.
Thick one.
It's going to be a little thick on the first one. Does get it by his own stone, rolls across and sits for, well, I think that's still only fourth. I think the red at the top is third shot.
Oh, I'm so in my own head right now. It looked like such tight ice.
It looks like if you can hit that top red one,
I mean, you don't want to nose it.
thick enough on the top button one, it will come across the top of the yellow. So they have to be worried about this double.
I want to hit something.
It's a little risky to run the double towards the yellow at the back.
Sort of actually thinking this.
Okay.
Even if you nose it, it'd be fine.
I don't mind that, yeah.
I like.
Okay.
I mean, because right now to make this double, they have to squeak by and get it over top of this.
What kind of weight?
Do this.
What kind of weight? Like.
You can throw normal or control.
What kind of weight and a shrug?
What is that?
No, do you like normal?
Sure.
Probably the best case scenario with this, you heard Mike say, to get the double right now on the res, they've got to get it thin enough to get it, or thick enough to get it over the top of the other yellow. If she comes across and just nudges it a little bit, that won't even be there.
That really jumped on them.
Hard! Whoa!
Makes the hit. Shooter will come over, just nudge that stone a hair.
But importantly, roll that rock over and makes this double even that much tougher.
Be for two.
Two, yeah.
I don't think it nudged it far enough. I don't think it really changed the shot because she's got to get past the nose to make it, or maybe right on the nose.
I don't know.
The question is, can you see that much by the guard?
Just take stock that it's a long guard.
Does limit the weight you can throw though. When you've got to hit the first one, or pardon me, the second stone that you're making contact with, you've got to hit it fairly thick to get it across the face of the other one.
Something's bound to work out eventually. Okay.
You need like down normal though. I don't think you can even throw normal. You have to throw like an up control and just squeak the guard.
Okay. The edge of the rock?
Yeah. Yep.
So probably about a 6 foot weight difference between down normal and up control.
Like I'm going to aim at the crotch of those two.
Yeah. With like up control, yeah.
No, close. Hey, curl. Really hard, curl.
Needs a little bit of finish here.
Okay, good try.
Not going to get it.
Of course.
And so it will be another steal of one.
For a 9-2 lead.
Good try. You're close.
So encouraging.
Slow
It's always nice when your
Well,
teammate comes back. It's not a lot you can say in a situation
exactly.
like that.
That's an incredibly difficult shot, but scoreboard dictated that kind of was what they had to try.
We want to try it? Let's give it a go.
Charlie, we have to play
You're
it.
probably going to throw
Control?
like,
I like control even.
okay.
It'll come
Yeah,
down.
yeah, like a nice control.
Yeah, like what I threw just there.
Caleb
Yeah, 'cause
Park,
you're gonna be
Charlie
out wider,
Thomas.
so it'll be
Definitely
less.
now
You
there's
get-
no chance to give up any more points. They're going to have to use your
Try
power
to
play
hit
here,
just the
knowing it's your
corner of
last
it.
chance to have the hammer. And they'll probably have to go a little bit extra aggressive here. You're going to want to score at least 3. If you can score 3, you're down 4 with 2 ends to go. Steals at 2, a little bit more manageable than trying to have to steal 3. Still no idea whether or not there will be tiebreakers and how many or who might be involved or when they might be played. So, but be sure to sign on 10 minutes before.
Before something. Thought there might have been a question mark there. Question mark
Whoa.
PM.
Whoa!
Other way?
Whoa! Off! Right off.
And we
right
have
off,
seen this
right
as a
off.
defensive shot a few times.
Wow,
Team,
did that curl?
Yeah.
That went crazy.
looking to play defense, just looking to tick their own guard. In this case, came across the face, ticked it all the way into the board, so it goes back. The shooter is removed from play.
I can't believe how much that curled.
Yeah.
It went like crazy.
We have
Yeah,
talked about
just
at times
hit like
teams
a
maybe should split the
quarter-ish.
rings, but in this case, with
Yeah,
Park and
yeah,
Thomas
yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
having to
Yeah.
score at
Yeah.
least 3 here,
Came off a
they
ledge there.
have to go open
Your weight
side.
would have been perfect.
Or pardon me,
Yeah,
have
we
to go try to loop another one in behind the guard and try to score 3, maybe 4.
Well, if you'd hit it, you would have put it in the ring.
The nice thing for Park and Thomas, if you can get another good one around, they still can't peel the guard. So you can easily set up your 3 here.
Gotta go. Grabbing. Hey, line's okay. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Yes! 3 points!
Maybe not.
Bye.
Girl now. Girl.
Try to do this.
She's got a nice one around the
It's
guard.
gonna block my
I
run.
don't like that.
Go right here.
Felt like I
Sure.
halfway.
If they nose it, I'll have a
Yeah.
in-off double.
Yeah.
If they make the roll over here, then we play this.
Yeah.
Yeah, top 4.
Out.
Intern.
Okay.
Interesting. I think one option too is you could throw it through the rings.
Well,
But
then
he's
you
like-
make
he
it too
likes-
easy for Park and Thomas to split the house. Then
But
he wants to make them play this stone, and that'll give him a couple of shots. Might it be have a double if they nose it?
so
He's planning the run back anyway
Mine's
with
good.
his next one.
and secondaries, the in off here. But again, when you
Mine's
are
decent.
down, you're
Mine's
looking
good.
for any kind of
good on
help
you.
to work with. And I think any stone that
Mine's nice.
Mike puts in is
Just
got to be seen
fight
as
the
helpful
4.
for the Thomas team.
Over curly hair. Nice weight.
He wants to make sure it's in a
Just
position
throw.
where they have to deal with it. Although I agree, they don't necessarily have to deal with it right away.
Good.
What if he knows this? So then they just double?
Yeah.
Hit and roll.
Yeah, hitting was tough, like on this ice, but
And that is the headache for Park and Thomas. They will have to deal with that stone, but when do you do it and how?
probably just double, but
Yeah. I like the hit and roll if you can.
okay.
Because if
Control.
they play the.
This will come hard off the center line.
So just while Charlie goes down to throw this rock, we could see there in the background the Nancy Martin, Caitlin Schneider game. Everyone picking up their bags. That game has closed off with an 11-4 victory. So that leaves Nancy Martin, Caitlin Schneider with a 5-2 record and drops Justin Zamagolski to 4 losses, thereby eliminating them. And Sean, who loves to work through all these
Yeah.
permutations, has already
Gotta go,
got
gotta
the
go, gotta
scratch
go.
pad going.
Schneider and Martin are in this same pool, so
Hard.
no possibility for them to win their pool even at 5-2, but they know they're playing a game for sure.
Good.
Charlie makes the head rolls over enough that there won't be a double there, and
Yeah, you could actually
Mike
make
had
it this
already
way,
decided
too.
if
You
they
can get
rolled
the
away,
ball.
he's going to play the run back.
Okay, right here.
And when it would come to decisions on seeding for any teams in this pool that have the 2 losses, assuming that Thomas and Park don't pull this one out, Charlie and Kaylin did beat Nancy and Catlin 11-4 back in the 4th game. That would have been yesterday morning.
Yeah, I'm not sure when they start seeding across the pools, because most of the teams want to play it head-to-head. I think they go straight to the draw to the button. Mind you, we don't know how many teams are going to be or could be involved yet in tiebreakers.
So just
Mike
like he
McEwen
drew
gets
it
all
out.
3 of them moving. A bit of a sheepish grin for Mike. And I think not only did he get the 2 out, I think the one that's left in play is open on the wide side of the guard. Oh, great shot there for Mike McEwen. Park and Thomas finally had something a little bit going their way, and that disappeared in a hurry. Well, if we go back to the simple scenarios that we talked about, the 4 teams that came into this draw with 4-2, we know now that one of them has won.
Really moving.
So if you're one of those
Mine's
teams
okay.
at 3-3, you need those other 4-2
I'll go ahead
teams
and
to
do
all
Other 3
lose.
to all lose.
Tons of room now. I got it.
And right at this moment in time, you're only getting 2/3 of the cooperation you need.
And just like
Yeah.
I think Mike McEwen's got enough of that available to play the double. I must be able to see all of it. He's playing the intern. Makes the hit, does catch that second stone. Shooter will come across and, well, even gets a really good roll sitting in the top 8 foot, kind of protecting his own stone.
What?
Not sure what Charlie was looking at playing here. They didn't really talk about it. He could try to loop one around the corner guard. You could also try to loop underneath the 2 reds. They might be slightly overlapped. And you could be shot rock that way. If you loop around the corners and make it too good, you just force Don McEwen to come into the ring somewhere, and as long as they don't leave a triple, you can't even score 2. So it looks like he is trying to come around the reds in the rings.
room. Mine's good. Yep. Mine's really good. Mine's good. Weight looks good too. Yep. Hard for line. Hard for line. Hard for line.
Hard for everything, I think, Charlie.
Hard.
Just rubs off that red one. Stays in the open, so
This is
Tom
where you
McEwen
threw that nose hit.
just needs to make that
Or
go
no.
away. But if she could hit it almost right on the nose, maybe roll a little bit to the broom side, Caitlin Park would have a difficult time getting into the 4 foot again.
This or this, fine.
So Dawn McEwen here with her final stone in the 6th end.
Clean it. Yep.
Just looking to make the one yellow stone go away.
Yep. Hard.
This is really curling.
Really hard.
She's got to get by her own.
Hard. Hard.
just does get past her own and removes the yellow stone, leaves the 3 reds all sitting shot at the top and staggered a little bit.
Girls.
Kaylin Park, no choice but to play the wide in-turn draw, try to get around the stone that Dawn just threw, and in for a good piece of the 4-foot, pick up her single point, and this may well be the last shot of the game regardless here. They know they're playing again, they just don't know when.
So this could be, let's just conserve some energy.
Yeah, this is 7 games in 2 days and a morning, so everybody's getting a little tired at this point.
With at least one more tonight, if not another one this afternoon to break a tie.
Yeah, good point. Not only they know they're playing again, they know they're playing again today.
Line, 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 line!
The line Kaylin was worried about as the stone was curling towards the red, had to get by it, not going to. It's going to be another steal of 3, and Don McEwen and Mike McEwen, the first ones to reach the ends of the scoreboard, I believe. They've got the 12-2 victory here. They remain undefeated and win their pool. Kaylin Park, Charlie Thomas dropped to 5-2, and now they'll have to sit back and watch the end of this draw to figure out what happens. Still 6 other games on the ice. We're going to turn our attention real quick to sheet 1. One of these 4-loss teams, or pardon me, 4-win teams. 4-win teams was Quebec, and there you see Michelle Kruk making a hit. They scored 4 in the 4th. They pick up another 3 here in the 6th, so they take an 8-4 lead there. The Desjardins need to win that game to stay at 2 losses, so they may drop to 3.
Another crucial, critical game out on sheet F. Kim Tuck and Wayne Tuck, former Canadian champions, they're at 4-2, playing Marlies Kasner, Dustin Keltoff, who have a 5-1 record and don't want to drop into that 2-loss position. But it looked like there was a multiple score for Kasner and Keltoff. I'm just waiting for the 6th end there to go up, but right about now Dustin and Marlies do have a 5-2 lead. They are starting the 7th, but the score hasn't gone up yet.
Try to keep an eye on, realistically, all of these 2-loss teams.
The other really crucial game here, sheet G, Joanne Courtney, Reed Carruthers, 5-1. Same thing, not wishing to drop to the 2-loss category, playing Emma Miskew, Ryan Fry, who are 4-2, playing for their playoff lives. That game going into the 7th end, and Miskew Fry do have a 5-4 lead. I just saw Reed Carruthers make a very nice shot for 2 points in the 6th end to stay in touch here for their last couple of ends.
Just bear with us for a moment while we reset the camera presets.
Just the way the games all worked out, it seemed the games with the playoff implications started out on sheets, on the far sheets, and worked their way to the centers. So
at this point in time, it's sheet 1, 6, and 7 that have the major implications, and it is a bit lopsided now on sheet 1. 6 and 7, we've got both of the leaders in those 2 games.
So
and maybe we'll
sheet 6
try to keep
there.
an eye on both of them a little bit.
Sheet 6 on your left-hand side. Yellow is Team Saskatchewan, Kasner, and Keltoff. I'd say we're still waiting for that 6th end score to go up. The Tucks are the Red Rocks. Over on your right-hand side, red is the Carruthers-Courtney combo. And that shot looks like it just came a little deep from Joanne.
And they came in with the 5-1 record. It's Fry and Miskew that came in with 4-2. So if the scores all hold up exactly as they are right now in that game on sheet 7, very close. But if the scores all hold up as they are right now, no tiebreakers.
And that sheet 6 score looks like it's just going up. I see official Heather there, putting up a score of 2 points for a 7-2 lead with 2 ends, or in the 7th end. Shouldn't jump to conclusions and say 2 ends got left.
So with a 4-point lead on sheet 1 and a 5-point lead on sheet 6. We're going to focus in on sheet 7.
So that's Reed Carruthers holding the broom for partner Joanne Courtney. Again, this is another one of the combos where they've chosen to have the female throw shots 2, 3, 4 up the middle, and Reed has been throwing first and fifth stone. Reed, of course, with his skipping experience, is very strong and experienced in the house calling the angles and everything, but not that Reed isn't a bad sweeper, but when you've got the best female sweeper pretty much in the world on your team, opting to keep Reed directing play in the house has proven to be a very good weapon for this team.
And just looking at the placement of those pre-positioned stones, you can see this was the end that Fry and McEwen have used their power play here. Has to get this by his own stone at the top 12. Just does. Jams it onto the back one, so it is still the red stone now at the back, sitting his second shot. Carruthers and Courtney would desperately love to get a force here. Force them to a single. You'd be 2 down coming home with last rock. Not sure if they have their power play left. They'd probably rather force than give up a steal, than pick up a steal, because if they give up this, get the steal, they're going to have to steal again in the 8th end. Again, we don't have mics on these players, and this is a long ways away from us, so hard to see the angles exactly. And with nobody holding the broom, tough to know what they're playing. Looks like Reed might be trying to tap that yellow through.
Thinking it's at least edge to edge, and their own Reed Carruthers rock about 4 feet past. So they have a little room
He's going to
to
have trouble getting by the yellow at the top 12. Just gets by now. Does he get it by the back one? No. Well, hoping to keep themselves alive here. They'd like to see a force, but they don't want to force them to 5 very bad.
No, and that's...
And I think that's what they've done. I think she's got a chance to move that past. And if you look at the 2 biters on the extreme right-hand side of the screen, I think yellow's shot there. This could be a hit for 5. I really don't know about that shot call. I thought their initial indication was they're trying to hit and roll towards the edge of the 8-foot and sit 2 that way. And either he was inside or that curled more than they wanted, or they changed it and they were trying to get to the inside edge of that and try to roll under cover. But any jam on the back was giving up a chance for a big end here. This is probably the game if Emma McEwen even just makes this go away, doesn't even have to hold her shooter. So she's got the big weight here. Doesn't look to be anywhere close to that guard. Drives it out the back. Shooter will roll out of play. It's at least 3. Looks like it's 4, and that's going to be handshakes. So Ryan Fry and Emma McEwen will stay at 5 and 2. That drops Carruthers and Courtney to 5 and 2 as well.
And our teams with 3 losses have their hopes fading quickly.
They're going to need one heck of a comeback from 2014 champion Lane and Kim Tuck.
And again, Kasner and Kaltoff control of the top 4-foot and button of that sheet there. The Tucks are in grave difficulty here of even trying to score.
Now that final there does influence things for Team Saskatchewan as well. They lost to Courtney and Carruthers last night, but now with that victory, or pardon me, that loss over there, if Team Saskatchewan can win this game, they are through to the quarterfinals. They would be the only team remaining at 6 and 1 in that pool.
So trying the raise and
manages to get one yellow out, but rolls it off.
It appears from the way they're looking at this shot, it must be open.
Well, the red might be open. The question is whether or not there's a really good shot to get that other yellow out. And do you worry about protecting that?
So a good shot by Wayne Tuck to give them some possibilities here in this 7th end.
Our media table is actually behind sheet 2, so they're 4 sheets across for us. Hard to see any of the angles. Not sure if that red is exposed. So not sure if Saskatchewan's looking at hitting them themselves or if they're worried about Kim Tuck being able to come off that, move that yellow to sit 2. Still, that would give them a 7-4 lead coming home, so I don't think you worry about a deuce very bad. Is there any kind of shot for 3 there? And if there is, it's got to be some kind of angle slash in off the side, you would think. So Marlies Kasner looking to, I think, come in and maybe sit on the corner of her own, and then those angles in from the left-hand side couldn't possibly kill both yellows. Has to be made first, though. Nothing into the brush. That little hand signal from Dustin maybe indicate the lines or the weight's pretty good. Sweeping to hold line there a little bit. And brings that stone into the top of the 4-foot, enough to get second shot. And now the Tucks going out of that corner to take a look at the angles and see what there might be available. There's not much.
No, I'm thinking it looks pretty grim.
Playing some kind of a angled double raise, and I'm not sure you can get both yellows out even then. No indication where the broom's going to be to know what they're looking at yet. Did you ever see the outside edge of the red closest to the rings? That might be your best chance. I think what they're looking at is coming in off their own, and that would just be for 1.
Yeah, Wayne's sort of that hopeless. This is pretty tough.
Well, if this is just for 1, it might be make it and go home.
Kim's thrown some pretty solid weight
Big
down
weight. Well,
here.
she's got to hit this first one very thick to come straight enough across to stick for shot rock. Hits what she needed to, but doesn't have the weight to get the second one out of the rings, so it will be Team Saskatchewan. Marlies Kasner, Dustin Kaltoff, they finish it off at 6-1, and they will win their pool. The Tucks drop to 4-3, and they'll be another one of those teams that is now eliminated. Depending. No, they're eliminated. Sheet 1, the only game remaining.
Oh my goodness.
Has a major impact, and Team Quebec scored 4 in the 7th. They're now tied up coming home. Well, 2 of the 2 lost teams have won. So we know now that all of the 3 lost teams have been eliminated. And the Desjardins from Quebec, father-daughter team, one of those teams at 4-2, picking up a big 4-ender in the 7th, and they need this win now just to keep themselves alive. Well, they've got a good start to the end. Emily brings that first stone into the top button, perfect line. Michelle Kruk going to look to follow it down with the in-turn, and she'd like to move that.
Jason Gunlickson, her partner there, ready to sweep.
And trying to get this one to curl, it's a long ways out. She's got the weight for the tap. She's got to make some kind of contact. If you just go by everything, Going to give the Quebec team a chance to guard everything up. Now trying to get by their own so they don't wick it over, leave a pocket. This is the one difficult situation here. Now, because of where the guard's positioned, it's tough to throw a second guard and get enough separation so that you don't leave a double peel, and they will be a bit able to hit on the next stone. And we know Jason Gunlison doesn't mind throwing the bullets, trying to kill a few stones. He's going to have 3 chances to try to clear enough room for Michelle Kruk to throw her last one. So Robert may be looking to come right to the face of his own here. Boy, if you could ever follow Emily's down and just freeze right on the face, lined up to that red one, it would need at least 2 shots to get it out. He's playing the straight guard. And again, real tough to get this guard up where you don't leave a double peel, but he's got good weight. He's only about a foot over the hog line. This is just about as much separation as he could get between the 2 guards, although he really didn't cover much of the guard on the center line. I don't know whether Jason will go for the 2 or just try to peel the tighter guard. You have to think he's going to try to get them both. It's always hard to tell with this team. As much as they will throw some of these shots and Michelle stays down at the other end, she doesn't hold the broom. She stands well back.
Oh, no
She's just the hack protector. So we're not sure which one he's going at. So going at the high one, trying to get the double peel. And just drives it by the second stone. There are side dividers going from about the hog line to the back line here. If Michelle Kruk had just let that go, I think it would have made the house on sheet 3 at the far end. Well, Robert will try to throw this second guard again. Look to get these lined up a little bit better, make that double peel a little tougher. Again, trying to sweep for some curl here, and this one might have a little more weight as well. Well, that one came to a halt in a hurry. She let up on the sweep just a little bit. Ends up in almost exactly the same spot. Jason Gunlison going to take another run at the double peel.
Team Quebec getting ready to call a timeout. This was the team last night that we saw had 14 seconds left on their clock, and they still had 2 more rocks to throw.
Yeah.
But they had pre-positioned their timeout such that the timer was set and ready to call timeouts. And
well, Jason might have been just playing at the tighter guard this time. Peels out the one that is covering shot rock. It will change the shot for Robert. He's going to have to play something. You would think with the in-turn, pretty hard to throw the out-turn past the one you just threw. And he does have to make sure he gets at least to the center line on this. If you leave a port, Jason will come through to try to pick that stone off the top of the button. Once again, really having to sweep this to get the curl. Like, got to get to the center line. Think it'll just curl enough not to leave a port.
see if Jason plays the double peel here with these rocks closely
they're a little closer
positioned.
together, yeah. I think he's also looking at lining it up to the rock in the rings. Might be one of those ones where if he hits the high one, he's going to get one or the other. I don't know if there's room between them. I think there is. If he just got as unlucky as he could drive it by the guard and still miss the rock in the rings, I think. You'd have trouble making that shot if you were playing it, but.
And Michelle just standing back and saying, okay, let me know when it's my turn to throw.
Her job here is the catcher. Just put down the number 1. Here comes the fastball. Makes the hit on the guard, makes contact with the second one, and we'll spill them both out. So now decision time for Team Quebec. Do you throw a straight guard, or do you try to come and sit right on the face of your own? If you sit on the face of your own, any kind of a hit should jam onto the red.
So much of this is what do you want to leave for your opposition? What do you feel is the strength of their play?
We saw Robert tap the top of the 12-foot, so
this
of course,
is pretty much.
If the guard's too high,
this is a line call.
Yeah, well, if the guard's too high, there's definitely room to come in with, say, back 8-foot weight and just tap it out of the 4-foot.
But you can.
And you can't come into the rings enough to leave a double, because that rock at the back of a double might kill the red at the back of the 4-foot, but that stone at the back 12 would then count.
Again, this is knowing your opposition and.
Got to keep this dead lined up. You're right. It's a dead line call. You leave a piece out, they pick it. If you get too close to it with a stagger, they can play the double. You've got to be dead lined up.
Well, without knowing Michelle's game, maybe you are playing somebody who has a stronger draw game than a hit game, and maybe you do want to leave them the double.
I don't think she's got a draw anyway.
Well, it's
she
a tap.
Can't see the button.
No, but I mean, that tap finesse shot versus a power shot.
If you're dead lined up, that tap's real tough. This might be a little heavy. And so far not online. That coming to it with a offline would be good. This is starting to curl. She gets right to the face. I don't see any shot. Boy, when it's that tight, you might have wanted to bring that a little closer.
No, it certainly does have a shot.
Yeah, there's a double there.
Just from our angle, pretty much knows hit.
I think she can get a little bit board side, wall side.
Just coming into it.
Now the question is, how much weight does she throw? I mean, if she could throw the big weight, you can get away with hitting this a little bit thicker. You know that if it catches the red, they should all fly. And again, that stone at the back of the 12-foot could end up being the one that wins you the game.
So Robert indicating for us where this rock could be hit so that both those yellows are gone.
Well, for the way that much of this end looked, maybe fortunate to have this kind of a shot, even a great shot from Emily Desjardins to start the end, putting that stone right at the top button. That's the one you see there looking to count.
Well, taking an 8-4 lead into the 7th end, you didn't expect to be looking at this either for the 8th end.
And not real huge weight here. She's going to have to hit this fairly precise then. She's close. Will it make contact with the second stone?
Yes,
just rubs it and gets it
what
by.
A shot.
So they will defeat Team Quebec.
Shows you don't always need power weight. It's precision.
That's enough to move them to 4 and 3, and we'll have to wait to see if it's official, check with the officials, but unofficially, if we've got all the combinations figured out right, there are no tiebreakers, and that means we'll see you for the round of 12 at 8:30 tonight.
But if the unofficial is incorrect,
yeah, there are too many for me to keep track of, to be sure, but
it will take the officials a few minutes here to get this all sorted out.
Keep yourself posted. Check into curling.ca. The official results will be posted shortly, and the updated draw for tonight's round of 12 or tiebreakers this afternoon, if that's the case. We know we'll see you tonight. If there's tiebreakers, we'll see you yet this afternoon. And
yeah, we still have one game going out here. Sheet H did not have any playoff implications, but going out to the bitter end.
There is prize money involved, though. Pay per win. The teams get $150 each, and I think in that particular case, Ray Baker, Sheila Menard, they've played in these events before, so there might be some pride at stake. They've had some good results, but in this particular event, they've started out 0-6, and I bet you they'd like to pick up a win to go home.
So the Menards from Dauphin, Manitoba, playing Team Newfoundland. Aaron Porter, Corey Shue. We actually featured Aaron and Corey in one of our very early broadcasts, and they started out very strongly this week. Corey himself is a very, very good young curler out of Newfoundland.
Just double checking the standings as they update, and I'm looking at, it does look like 12 teams exactly at 5-2 or better.
Well, for our officials that have been
And Carrie
standing
Tarasoff
out on the ice for 18 straight draws here, 15 straight draws, they are, well, no, it's 18 there.
Well,
14 straight draws. You can believe me that if there are no tiebreakers, they're very happy for a break.
Oh, believe me, we're getting the fist pump next door here from Carrie.
Well,
We've got like 4 screens, a couple of scratch pads. It's just the combinations coming into this draw were phenomenal. And to have it come out with absolutely no tiebreakers. Still, it was a high drama draw. 6 of the 8 sheets had implication to the playoffs. 10 teams were still alive out of 16 coming into the draw. 16 playing, 10 of the 16 playing were still alive coming in. And to have that all work out to where there's no tiebreakers.
well, it's one of the trade-offs you have in a competition like this. To run it all off, 32 teams in 4 days, it needs to be a very compressed, condensed schedule. It's very quick. Ice Crew did a phenomenal job to turn this ice around. We were playing draws every 2.5 hours, 6 draws a day. I know we know they brought in extra help from a couple of neighboring curling clubs here. And the option being trying to bring players in on Tuesday, Wednesday, and not many people want to take that much time off work or their real lives. That option here chosen is let's just run a fast, hard schedule and get this winner out on Sunday evening. Newtown Curling Club here has just put on a phenomenal show. This club is very used to hosting major events, and it's run very smoothly. Talking to the club management here, ranging for hospitality rooms, entertainment, driving pools, and best of all, fabulous ice.
Newfoundland teams had a couple of very close games too, but for a couple of hard luck games going the other way, they could have been in this playoff hunt as well. They'd like to pick up the win here. They peeled the guard. Ray Baker will look to replace it here.
And just taking a quick peek here at the senior curling playdowns. Of course, here in Saskatoon, we have a lot of people cheering on their hometown club clubmate, Sherry Anderson. But Colleen Jones from Nova Scotia is off to a strong start in that game, taking a 3-0 lead going into the 4th. The bronze medal game, Kathy King from Alberta is up 3-1 on Joanne Rizzo, whom of course is 3rd for Sherry Madaws. So this senior women's draw board looks like something from the Scotties once upon a time.
Well, Corey Shue looking to maybe make a couple of rocks fly on that one. Ends up nutting that red onto the shot stone and killing the 2 back yellow ones. So it's now red sitting 2 at the 4-foot. Now one of them is in the back, the other one's on the side. It might not be too bad that way. The problem is his shooter has stayed right on the center line. Ray Baker with a good draw right here. Really put some pressure on. Newfoundland just 2 stones left. He's going to have to probably run that back again and try to at least kill the 2 reds that would be on the top of the 4-foot if Ray can make this draw. The one in the back of the 4-foot won't bother them as much. It's the ones blocking the path to the button that are going to be the headache. Not sure if Ray's playing this as a straight draw either, or trying to tap his own back and come over and leave the 2 in the back 4-foot as a pocket. No, he's playing the straight draw. That's a pretty good spot for that stone. The only reason you wouldn't necessarily play it as a straight draw is so you didn't leave the double. And again, on the angle we're at, we can't see if he could get by that guard tight enough to double the 2 reds at the top. He'd like to move the guard anyway. We know Corey can throw the weight. He did have some bad luck on that last one. Now, if he hits this one just right, there's still a chance to get, I think, all 3 reds flying. Hit the first one just off the nose, wick the second one, and if it's thin enough on the second one, might come back and catch the third one. Again, with no sweeper, we can't tell. And not close at all on that one. Just peels the guard straight out. And now Ray Baker calling for the timeout. They're going to make a decision here. You could tap that. If you tap it up to the button, how do they score? Sheila Menard's shot's a good one too. You put it right beside on the other side of the 4-foot again. How do they score? How do they get into the 4-foot?
Because the only other little rescue rock is that very side red one.
Well, and they can double off the 2 at the front right now, but they'll go around that one at the back 4-foot, so your shooter's not going to score. Any way you look at it, one of the nice things here for Menard and Baker is when they throw this shot, because it's a draw, I would imagine that Ray Baker will come down and sweep this, and that might be best. I don't think you want Sheila sweeping if you can possibly help it. We saw her took a nasty spill yesterday, and I saw her a couple more times just about go down, so she's having all kinds of trouble sweeping with that. I think it's that anytime she gets caught having to put the slider on the back foot. It's caused trouble for a few players, but I think in men's and women's play, this couple are both skips. So they're settled on the draw, and it looks, all the tapping seemed to indicate, I think, that they're going to try to put this right. There you go, top 8-foot, even if she pulls this fully into the 4-foot, the only mistake would be coming too deep. Even if you're a guard, they still have to work all the way around it from the outside if they can catch enough 4-foot.
So indeed, if it is true, where we think there are just the 12 teams remaining, we are slated then for an 8:30 p.m. round of 16. That's what's in our program here. I think some of these teams will be very happy to have a few hours off to rest up, eat and prepare.
I'm going home for a nap myself.
And then, of course, those that go straight through to the 8s are very happy to have the rest of the day off. Start again tomorrow, and that will be at 10 o'clock Saskatoon time.
And the teams that have been eliminated might be inclined to enjoy a couple of barley nectars.
That's right. They're
well, they didn't get the line they were looking for there. That definitely overcurled, so there is room for the draw.
There were some teams that got an early jump on the barley nectar consumption last night as they were already eliminated, and it was a lot of fun here last night. It was great music.
Yeah, they had the band playing. Actually, it was playing through the last draw. I don't think you could hear it on our microphones, but.
And again, this whole mixed doubles, it's like mixed curling, much more congenial, much more social. But with mixed doubles, there's nobody else to sit with, so you sort of have to sit with your oppositions in order to have some good conversation.
Well, and going from the past 2 years when it was held in Ottawa. For those listening around the country, the customs in the East are a little different than the customs in the West, but it was all explained to us there. In the eastern parts of the country, when you play a game, after the game, the two teams go up and sit together and enjoy a beverage. And
so here's Aaron with this last. Corey was giving it a brush.
Had the brush to get by the guard, but it's going to slide too far. So Ray Baker and Lisa Menard do pick up a victory. They win their first, and will drop the Newfoundland team. That concludes all of the games here in draw number 14. Now we will try to quickly recap the scores in all of these games. On sheet 1, Robert Desjardins and his daughter Emily needed the victory to, as it turns out, to stay alive. It was Michelle Kruk making the nice hit with her last one. Picked up, it was a score of 3. They get the 11-8 final. Sherry Just, Derek Samagalski, another team that needed a win to stay alive, and they were able to help themselves if they could have pulled that out. Weren't able to do so. Nancy Martin and Caitlin Schneider moved to 5-2 with the 11-4 victory there. Our feature game, Don and Mike McEwen stay undefeated. They go to 7-0 and win their pool. They'll play tomorrow morning in the quarterfinals. It was a 12-2 victory over Park and Thomas, and Park and Thomas will play tonight. On sheet 4, Ashley Owazik and Mark Anderson unable to pick up a win this year. It was two teams looking for their first win, and it was Julia Hunter and Alex Robichaud, the New Brunswick pair, picking up the 8-5 victory. On sheet 5, Danielle Inglis and Mike Anderson came in with 3 losses. They needed to win to stay alive, and they needed help. They did their own part. They picked up the 7-4 victory, but were unable to get the help they needed. Marlies Kasner, Dustin Kaltoff, after a tough loss last night, pick up a 8-2 victory today over Kim and Wayne Tuck, and that moved them to 6-1. And when the game finished next door, Emma Miskew and Ryan Fry picking up the 9-4 victory over Joanne Courtney and Reed Carruthers. That dropped Courtney and Carruthers to 5-2. So by virtue of that, Kasner and Kaltoff move into the quarterfinals directly. And you just saw the final in an extra end. Lisa Menard, Ray Baker pick up a 7-4 victory to win their first against Team Newfoundland, Porter and Shue. And that concludes the round robin portion. We will be back at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll recap the standings, I guess, as well. Here you see it, and it's the top team in each pool goes through to the quarterfinals. They'll play tomorrow morning, so Crocker and Walker are straight through. 6-1 and 5-2 will be enough to get into the round of 12 tonight. In Pool B, it was Jocelyn Peterman and Brett Gallant finishing at 6-1 atop that pool. They as well move into the quarterfinals. The McEwens with a perfect record through to the quarterfinals. Park Thomas, Martin Schneider, both 5-2. They'll play tonight. And Kasner and Kaltoff, somehow we've got them down for an extra game. They end up with a record of 6-1, and they will move through to the quarterfinals. And just the way everything worked out, we're going to have 3 teams from each pool advancing to the playoffs. And that didn't necessarily have to be the case either, because it was the top, the winner of each pool goes through the quarterfinals, and it was the top 8, the best 8 of the remainders, and it could have been from any pool. It's just the way it worked out. We've got 3 teams from each pool advancing, no tiebreakers. We get the afternoon off, and we'll see you all back at 8:30 tonight. We'll have to wait for those teams to get seated to figure out which game we'll be broadcasting. We'll try to keep an eye on all of them for you. Please sign on a few minutes ahead of time. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you all tonight.
So long.